And now you just purchased the LA Dodgers. And I know. And, the rights to Soul Train.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, now look. What are we going to do with Soul Train? Because, you know, we talked about this on Hot Topics, but now the man is here. We can find out. Is this going to be a Broadway play? Is it?
We're working on it. We're working on it as a musical, of course.
Yeah.
And then also talking about a movie of Don Cornelius doing a movie of his life because, of course, he did a wonderful job of introducing us all to Soul Train.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, can we bring it back to TV? Because most of us or our parents learned how to dance from watching Soul Train. And so we may bring it back as well. So it's a great brand, and I love owning it, and Vibe, and also Uptown Magazine as well.
Yeah.
So
all right, so it was 21 years ago when Magic announced that he was HIV positive. And I recall the announcement, I recall the state of where people's minds were at that particular time. We've come a long way in 21 years. But I can't recall for the life of me in your story how you found out you were HIV positive. Can you take us back to that day?
Okay. I was in Utah getting ready to play an exhibition game against the Jazz. I got a call from my doctor saying I got to come home right away. I said, can I play the game first? He said, no, come home right away. Went home, got into his office, and Wendy, it was life-changing because he began to tell me that I had HIV. They said they ran the test over and over again. It came back the same. Then he said, let's take a test again. Ran the test, found out again I had HIV.
Okay. Who went to the doctor's appointment with you? Did you call your wife Cookie at that time? Who?
No, not at that time. I went by myself. Originally, I took a physical for the Lakers. And so that's how they found out.
Oh.
And then the worst thing and the most difficult thing in this whole process was driving home to tell her I had HIV.
Were you in the car by yourself?
Yeah, I was in the car by myself.
Cell phones were not a big deal at that point.
No.
Only the rich had them.
No,
so
exactly.
you had a cell phone at that time?
No, the phones were this big back then.
Okay, so you're in the car, the radio's off, you're lost in your thoughts, you get home. Was your wife already home?
She was already there, opened the door, already knew that something was wrong.
Oh my God.
You know, your partner, your wife, your husband, they know.
Were the kids home?
The kids, well, at that time, Andre was living in Michigan.
Okay.
And then she was pregnant with our son, EJ.
Oh, God.
So.
And she had recently found out she was pregnant,
Exactly,
correct?
Exactly. And so when we sat down and I began to tell her, you know, I had HIV, she was devastated. She started to cry. And her first question, what does that mean for her and the baby?
Right.
Which I couldn't answer at that time.
And so 10 days later, your handlers and you made the decision to go out and talk to us. Was it more your handlers or was it also your decision? Did you want to tell us?
No, one thing about me, I don't let my handlers handle me.
Okay. Okay. So now, everybody, yesterday, the first at-home HIV test has come out.
Yep. Orshore has done a wonderful job.
Yes. How important is at-home testing for people?
It's going to change the
For people to have available right there at the drugstore.
It's going to change testing. It's going to help people because a lot of people have a fear going to the doctor. We've gotten a lot of people tested, but then there's a lot of people, millions and millions of people who are living with the disease and don't know it. And then a lot of people who don't want to go to the doctor. So now you can do it right in your own home. You can do it in your office,
and you find out the results.
And you find out the results in 20 minutes.
Oh.
And so you can go get this. It's in stores now. And the great thing about it, doctors are already using this already. So I would urge everybody to go get this. It's in CVS, Walgreens, all over the country right now. And this is important because now you will know your status. And once you know your status, if you do have HIV, then go get your doctor, a healthcare provider, so that you can live like I have been living for 21 years, because that's very important, early detection.
Important. But can I ask you something before we go to the break? People think, Magic, And I know I was one of those people in the very beginning. How does magic look so good? Why is magic, so robust and, still, it seems in charge of his life? This disease has not overcome him. He must be taking some magic drugs that cost $1 million and none of the rest of us have access to. You thought the same thing, magic.
Yes.
Are you taking something that is not available to everyone else?
No. The same over 30 drugs that are available to everybody else, the same that are available to me. I'm taking 3 of those 30. The cocktail. And
how many pills a day is that?
That's
for you?
That's 4.
4 pills a day.
Yeah, 4
now, 21 years ago, how many pills a day?
15 a day.
Oh God.
Yeah, we only had 1 drug.
Yes.
And that was ACT. And now the drugs have gotten so much better.
Yes.
And also easier to take.
Do you get sick? Do you vomit?
No, I used to in the beginning. Yes,
it
was hard for my body to adjust. And once I got past that, but what I did here, mind over matter.
Mind over matter.
You had to keep on taking them to fight that.
And one more thing before we go to the break, because I know you have EJ and you have a daughter,
Elisa
and
Andre.
Are all of your kids, look, they're all old enough to understand who Daddy is, what his legacy is, and that he's got $700 million to manage. Do they work with you? No, do they work with you in the camp? Are your kids helpful to your business?
Well, first they work with me to spend it.
Of course.
And then my son Andre works with me in my company. My son EJ goes to school at New York, NYU, and my baby, and my baby runs the house and Daddy.
Let's take a commercial break, and I'm going to come back with that one more thing. We'll be right back. Magic and I are going to hoop it up, and I got that other question. Keep it here.